Hey guys, my family and I are heading to the beach and I'm gonna show you some quick things that I'm gonna throw together for our lunch. So let's do it. Okay, so first we're gonna get my kids' snacks ready. So I like to bring a combination of like little crunchy carbs, which they love, as well as, you know, some fruit. So just a little bit of my little veggie sticks here. I also like bringing them some similar stuff because they always want what the other one has. So if I only give one of them these little veggie sticks, the other one will want them. So I'm gonna bring 2 servings of those. These are also really easy to eat in the car. They just pick them up and eat them, and they don't have too many crumbs and stuff, so these are pretty easy. So now I'm gonna get my daughter's trail mix. She loves little trail mix type things. So what I'll do is I'll mix some nuts. Usually she loves pistachios, but I don't have any, and her second favorite is pine nuts. So pine nuts, some raisins, and I'm gonna mix in a little bit of granola. I like granola when I'm using it for trail mix for my kids. I like granola that clumps up into like bigger pieces. So if I make the granola, I really like to make it in like bigger kind of chunks for her. So that's good. And then I'm gonna add a couple crackers. This is a nice little crunchy treat for her. And then what I'm gonna do is get some fruit ready for them. So that's a little trail mix. And for her fruit, I'm gonna do blueberries. I don't do blueberries yet for my son. I'll smash them into some oatmeal and things like that, but he's not really ready yet for these as a little like hand grabber. But for my daughter, they're perfect. And then for my son, what I'll do is I'm gonna slice up this apple, because it's also really good because he's teething. And for him, what I'll do is slice it in like a nice little piece like that so he can hold it and chew on it. Just to be safe, I'll do, this is a good amount, like that. And stick that in a little container. Okay, great. So snacks for my kids are ready, and now we're gonna make their lunch. Okay, so now let's get their actual lunch ready. So I'm gonna make both of them a stir fry, which I'll show you, it's super easy. So for my daughter, I'll do stir fry, fruit, and a little dessert. So this is what I would normally give for her, give to her when she goes to school. She loves eating out of her little bento box, so I'll just put it in here. And then for my son, I'll just put the stir fry in here. But he doesn't get dessert or anything yet because he's too little. So that's why I'm just gonna put his in this one. Great, let's do it. So I'll give her a little cookie. And I'll do some grapes in the corner. And then let's put the stir fry in here. So she has a nice hot meal, and then she has her little snacks, which I know she loves, and her dessert. Okay, so for my kids' actual lunch, the stir fry, I have these leftover vegetables from dinner for them. So some carrot, zucchini, spinach in there, which is perfect. And then I'm just gonna cook it up in a little stir fry with 2 eggs, all these vegetables, and some of my brown rice that I always have prepped in the fridge. This is a super quick lunch that I do for them all the time, and they love it. So I'm gonna cook all these together, and then their lunch is ready. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is I heat up the rice and the vegetables. So first let's put the vegetables in. So I wanna put the egg in last because the egg cooks really quickly. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the eggs. Now the eggs cook really quickly and you don't want them to burn. So here's the finished product. And now I'm gonna fill their lunch boxes. Okay, so here is my daughter's lunch. Stir fry, some grapes and her little cookie. And here is my son's lunch. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a sandwich for myself and my husband that we're gonna bring with us. So whenever I make sandwiches to go, I do a little toast, but not too much, because if you do too much, then the bread gets hard. So you just do a little bit of a toast, enough that you can get your cheese to melt. Because when you eat a sandwich on the go and there's a little bit of melted cheese, it makes you feel, it just makes it feel more like a home cooked meal. It does make a difference. So I'm using this organic American cheese that I have, because whenever I make sandwiches, sometimes it's just a basic sandwich. I like the American cheese because it's like a little nostalgic from when I was a kid. So now what we're gonna do is On top of the cheese, we'll add a little bit of mayonnaise, because especially since we're going to be on the go, you don't want to put anything on your sandwich that's going to make your bread soggy, right? Another reason why when I take my bread out of the toaster, I put it on a little rack so that immediately the bread doesn't get soggy. So I'm going to put a little bit of mayo on here, and then we're going to start piling up our sandwich. Okay, so I'm going to add some avocado. One thing I'm not going to add that I normally would is tomato, because whenever I'm taking sandwiches on the go, I very rarely put tomato on them because, again, it can make the bread soggy. And then on top of there, I'm going to add, I love these mini cucumbers, these Persian cucumbers. So what I'll do is, if you have pickles, we finished our pickles. Disastrous. We love pickles. So we finished them. So now what I'll do is, to have a nice little crunch, I'm gonna put some cucumber in the middle of the sandwich. I honestly do this a lot though. Even if we had pickles, I like adding cucumber to the sandwich anyway, because it's such a nice, fresh, crispy crunch. And sometimes I'll just make vegetable sandwiches, so cucumber is a big part of that. Okay, great. On our cucumber, I'm gonna add our turkey. So here is our organic sliced turkey, which I'll add on top of that. And I always like to do a little fold. Also, I'm using this gluten-free bread, so I'll fold it one way and lay it down, and then the other piece I'll put down the other way, like that. And then I'll kind of do that on both sides. So this bread is a lot smaller than the bread you guys might be using because it's gluten-free. So, you know, with your bread, if it's bigger, you could probably just lay this flat. Okay, great. Next, mustard. I love mustard, but again, I don't want it touching the actual bread. So what I'm gonna do is mustard on top of here, a slice of iceberg lettuce that's gonna protect the bread, so then you don't have soggy bread. And this is my favorite mustard. I know I've told you guys about it before. This is not sponsored by them. I just love this mustard. It's so good. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, I have to wash my iceberg lettuce, but how I do my lettuce is I just stick my fingers in and I break it in half. I've just done that because that's what my mom did. So I was a kid watching her do that. I break it open, and then from there I can get these beautiful big leaves. These are also really great for if you're making, you know, if you're on a low carb eating plan. Beautiful tacos. I'm gonna rinse off the lettuce. I'll be right back. What we wanna do next is make sure your lettuce is very, very dry. So when you wash it, you really, really gotta dry it. And then this is gonna be a beautiful crunch in our sandwich. And look at that. Look at our beautiful sandwich. Yay! Oh, that looks delicious, you guys. And all the mayonnaise and the mustard and everything is in there, but our bread will remain intact and won't be soggy. So this is gonna be a beautiful sandwich. So now the way that I wrap these up to go, because we're going to the beach, so I need them to be securely wrapped up. So what I'm gonna do is, whenever I use aluminum foil, I always line it with parchment paper. That is a personal thing. So I'm going to place my sandwich. So now we are going to wrap up our sandwich nice and tight. And then I fold it down like that. And then what I'll do is, just like if you get a sandwich at a deli, what I'll do is, isn't that beautiful? You know, I'll put it in a little container, and then on the beach, we'll just pull it out, and then lunch is served. Okay, so all of our food is packed up here, ready to go. And we are heading to the beach. I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when I put up another one, and I'll see you guys soon.